Hello and welcome to today's update on the coronavirus pandemic in the United States and the rest of the world for Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. Majority of the country remains in high rate of transmission. 89.91% of all counties do have a high rate of transmission. As of today, 65% of the variant proportion is the BA.5 variant. That will be the dominant variant that takes over all other variants as time goes on. It already currently dominates, but as stated in the last few days, the old BA.2, the newer BA.4 to BA.2.12.1 is going to eventually get washed out and overtaken completely by BA.5 until the newer BA.2.75 comes into picture in a few months. So far today, as for COVID cases, there are roughly 173,606 new cases reported. I want to draw your attention, though. This has not been completely updated on BNO's website. They are running way late tonight. It is now almost 10 o'clock, and they have not finished their update yet. But even at that point, there's a significant amount of cases in, and look at deaths. Yeah, 920 deaths added today. Some of this is because of weekly reportings, but even at that, that's a lot of deaths to be added, and that is more than last Wednesday. 787,000 tests have been added to the count today. 658 people added to the hospital, which makes a total of 39,612 to the BNO website. ICUs are up again by another 118. We're now over 4,500 people in the ICU. Look at the national map here. Generally, no portion of the country is being spared by increases. There's still a few states here and there that are not increasing. The overall trend is cases are rising in the United States. And you'll see when we get the Worldometers, the week over week percentages are now up for the United States. Taking a look at some individual states. Texas, almost 11,000 cases. Florida, 12,432. New York reports 6,159 new cases. Illinois is 5,200. Don't pay any attention to Pennsylvania, that's an old number. North Carolina, weekly report, 23,524 cases. Georgia, weekly report, 26,603 cases. Arizona, weekly report, 15,280 cases. New Jersey added another 3,700 cases today. They are now up 58.5% week over week. Tennessee, 3,300 cases added today. Virginia, 3,300. And just skimming through some other states, Kansas today, 7,300. I believe that's a weekly number. The military added 4,200 cases today. Additionally, Hawaii also added 4,400 cases today. Coming over here to Walgreens data, we are 42.7% positive across the country at Walgreens testing. And here's something I like to see. Testing total count is continuing to go up. So now there's been week over week 57,352 tests. That's better, but not good enough. I want to see that number get over 100,000. Taking a look at New York State positivity at Walgreens, 30.4%. Pennsylvania has now reached 40% positive at Walgreens. Wow. Let's take a look at New Jersey, because as we saw, New Jersey cases are rising. 34.1% positive. Florida, 44.7% positive. California rose even more today. 52.2% positive. Texas, 46.7% positive. I mean, these are just terrible numbers. Taking a look at the Texas website, and you will see here the Texas state positivity. Actually, let's look at the hospitalizations first. Texas hospitalizations, 3,277. So that continued higher today. Now, looking at the Texas positivity, it's kind of leveled at 30%, which I guess in a sense is a good thing, but that's a really high number. We'll have to see if this keeps going up. But it's been holding on for 30% since Sunday. So maybe it's finally peaked out, but I'm not too convinced yet. Let's give it another week, see if it goes any higher, because, again, we're just coming into this BA.5 wave. Taking a look at New York State, 6,159 cases today. The positivity actually dropped to 8.8%, And at the same time, cases dropped today. Not understanding why that happens in New York State. You would think with lower cases, the positivity would have gone up, but it's a New York thing. I've been noticing this since the beginning of the pandemic. This tends to happen for some reason, and I can never explain why it happens. And clearly, this is an underreported number. That number is probably way higher, at least over 10,000 with at-home testing. Taking a look at the hospital admissions, there were 438 hospital admissions in the last 24 hours in New York State. The total number of people hospitalized is now up to 2,397. That is a slight increase over yesterday. Taking a look at the HHS dashboard, here we are for Pennsylvania, and I want to draw your attention to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has 1,486 people in the hospital, according to the HHS dashboard, right? Now come up here to the Pennsylvania dashboard, and you're going to see a totally different number. Pennsylvania had its weekly update today. Haven't been able to find what the total weekly cases are, but I did notice the hospitalization number. Here's what the state's reporting. 1,036 hospitalizations. So clearly, either the state is trying to cover up the number of hospitalizations, they've maybe changed the way we report hospitalizations, or something, but it is not adding up to the 1,486 that we're seeing with the HHS. And I would really like to understand that. Pennsylvania, if you're watching this video, please give me some clarification onto why our state's number is so much lower than the HHS number. Taking a look at the national number at HHS, there are 39,962 people in the hospital. That will exceed 40,000 tomorrow. I thought it would happen today. Look, it got pretty close. It's definitely going to happen tomorrow, and this number is just going to continue to increase. And I'm convinced by the time this wave is done, it could come close to 100,000, somewhere between 80 and 100,000 people in the hospital, because we're just now seeing the cases rapidly go up. That's telling me that within the next week or two, we're going to see hospitalizations rise even faster, because remember, hospitalizations lag cases. And looking at some more United States data here, even Worldometers, 407 deaths, 107,000 cases today. That's really, wow. That's a lot. And taking a look at around the world today, and you will see, let's click on yesterday because they already updated. France, another 127,000 cases. Brazil is rapidly rising now. 71,000 cases added. Italy, 110,000 cases added. Australia, 44,000. Australia actually just updated again, but we're going with the number that they had for Wednesday because this is the Wednesday update. Quickly taking a look at weekly trends before we end this out. As you can see here, the United States is now up 7% on cases week over week. We are also up higher on deaths. Deaths are up 2%. And look at the worldwide number. The worldwide number is now almost up 1%. Weekly cases are just about flat for the worldwide number. Taking a look at some other places. Japan is now up 112% week over week. We've been watching this number rise each day. And this is really bad. The previous 7 days, they had 169,000 cases in the preceding 7 days. Now, in the 7 days up to now, 359,000 new cases. That's a lot of cases for such a smaller country. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have 125 million people, but they're smaller than the United States by almost 2.75 times the amount. I mean, come on now. Wow. That's not good. Coming down here to India, India is slowly rising, but nothing overwhelmingly impressive. I am very interested to see what happens here in the coming weeks, because from my understanding, the 2.75 variant of Omicron, subvariant of Omicron, is in India. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Alright, my daily reminders for you today are to continue masking, avoid social distancing, and I'm going to add one today. If you were planning to go on vacation over the next couple weeks, please, if you're going to do it, be very careful. Express extreme caution. And if at all possible, I think it's time that I tell you this. You're going to want to postpone your vacation. Right now, we're in such a super high level transmission. We are missing most of the cases in this country. And it's only going to get worse. And this wave is going to continue for the next 2 months. And then as soon as this ends, we're going to quickly enter the next wave as students go back to school, colleges go back in session. I mean, fall's going to be a disaster with the 2.75 wave, but we got to get through this first wave first, and I don't think now is the time to go on vacation. I'm technically supposed to go on vacation in September up to the state of Maine, which is a beautiful state. Yeah, I'm considering postponing going to see my relatives just because, hey, now's not the time. I mean, we're not in a good place right now with this pandemic, and especially with monkeypox coming into play. It's dangerous right now. I'm admitting it. It is dangerous right now. So please continue masking, and remember, we're all in this together. Alrighty, that's all I have for today. Please like and subscribe and share these videos as much as you can, because we need to get the message out there to the public that the pandemic is not over. Till next time, stay safe.